All right, you guys, Ralph Havens here, physical therapist in Bellingham, Washington, Fairhaven, and Dr. Tom Giammatteo, chiropractor, naturopath, physical therapist, acupuncturist, and co-developer of integrative manual therapy, a longtime friend and colleague and mentor. And today, over the next two podcasts, we're going to do something really special because we can treat a lot of people, we can help a lot of people. Today is going to be about runner's knee, so knee pain, whether you're a young runner, a school-age runner, a parent of a runner, a coach, someone that's been dealing with knee pain. This podcast, we're going to go fast and deep into a bunch of things that could be root causes of what's going on and how to help it out. And it's going to be fast, and you can reach out to me and I can give you more details about your specific knee pain. But I want to start right away with Dr. Tom, and I've got lots of questions for him. And so Dr. Tom, so good to see you as always.
Hi, Ralph.
Hey, so and Dr. Tom is at imtwellnesscenter.com in Hartford, West Hartford, Connecticut. IMT stands for Integrated Manual Therapy, imtwellnesscenter.com, and me, ralphhavens.com on the West Coast. So I've been seeing a lot of runners now, and a lot of middle school runners and high school runners. And then I've been following running for a long time, and all the different world-class runners, and I see runners, and I'm a runner for many years. And when I was in junior high and junior high, I had pretty strong knee pain. Turned out it was that diagnosis Osgood-Schlatter's, and I ignored it and hid it from my dad so that I could still play football. And then by high school it was gone. But I see so many runners, especially the middle schoolers, with little knee straps and kinesio tape, and then some of them break down and they don't get to run, and some of them end up not ever running again. And so I just want to talk to you about the root cause and the IMT approach to this. We call it the primary, thing, the root cause. There's a hierarchy of protection, and I've got all sorts of stuff to run by you. Whether it's from the pelvis and hip, the knee, the ankle, the adrenals, something in the organ systems or arteries, the GI tract. There's this stuff called bone bruising and disruptions of the membrane. And then I know it's it's like basically IMT, the 115 classes I've taken from you in about 10 minutes. So
okay, just
and they can reach out to
lecture in 10 minutes. Okay.
Yeah, and they can reach out to us. So if you got knee pain, just know that we have studied this. Dr. Tom was a competitive swimmer, athlete, and he's helped me immensely over the years. And so I'm just going to open it up to you, and anything you want to talk about how to help these kids with knee pain.
Right. Also, I was a physician at the 1996 Olympic Games. I still have a large professional and semi-professional athletic group. We help marathon runners. We have triathletes. We have ultimate marathon runners running 6 marathons in 6 days, and those whole pieces. So the art and science of running or even walking is to have a good base of support in the foot. Like they used to say, when the foot hits the ground, everything changes. And when we were in high school, 20, 30, 40 years ago, to now, the children of today are under more stress than ever before. They've been, with the COVID and the vaccinations and the worry, and the nutritional value of our food has diminished totally along the way. So an ideal mechanic of the foot is when the heel hits the ground, then the foot lays down, and then the tibia goes right over the foot, and the hip goes right over that. If the student's standing posture is knock-kneed or bow-legged, they're out of alignment, right? And then the way the quadricep muscle pulls smashes the kneecap into the head of the base of the femur, and you get a lot of these patella chondritises or even Osgood-Schlatter's is that difficulty. So the first thing that we really should help people do is get out of stress or help their adrenals, right? Second thing,
you say that, like, that seems like a big jump from the foot up to the adrenals.
right. So that's the way I would treat somebody and get them there in 2 weeks. Or I can look at the knee and stay there for a month and a half and not have success.
Yes.
Right? if you've gone to physical therapy, the physical therapists and the chiropractors are ultimate biomechanics. If they haven't solved your problem, they haven't talked about nutrition and adrenal support, that may be a biggest thing. So we're talking about the people who are still having knee pain and they've already gone to traditional muscle skeletal therapy. If the massage isn't working, the knee pain isn't working, that orthotic isn't working, or you can put on a knee strap and you get 5 more miles out of it, but you're still not where you want to be in your long distance runs, then you got to start thinking outside the box,
Mhm.
right? And Ralph, I'm not sure how you're going to do a special, but I would offer everybody the challenge of performing the secret of the subtalar joint on them to
I
rebalance
love
that,
it.
right? So that is the base of the foot where it attaches to the ankle. And we developed a therapy that is very passive. You lie down, Ralph touches this area for 3 to 4 minutes and it resets all the bones so they become an arch again.
Ben loves that technique. He
Yeah.
literally feels taller.
Right. And we just finished our biomechanical class this week. And we always finish off with the secret of the subtalar joint that resets all those pieces. So from your big toe on your right side to the big toe on your left side is all one kinetic chain. Every single joint in there plays a proportion of the movement of total. When you stop one, if you did your third toe and you blocked it and taped it to the fourth toe, your running style would change to adapt to all those tightnesses. So you and I are experts in finding every single one of those tightnesses up and down that whole chain, from your big toe to your knee to your hip to your back, down the other knee, then to the foot on the other side. And again, we're looking to help those people that never got success and they, like you said, they have to reduce the running. They don't enjoy doing all those things at the same time. So the secret of the subtalar joint is something that you stop by Ralph's office, you get an evaluation and he'll start working there. And that's one of the tools, but we have to make sure it works for the person at the same time.
Yeah, because we're looking at the primary cause, and that technique is incredible. It will change things. And it's also good to look, like you said, at the adrenals, which is interesting, and what they're eating. It's like that's quite an amazing spot. I noticed that too, and I'm trying to get the message out to a lot of these young runners that yeah, if they get off of some of the stuff that we find irritates the adrenals and the GI tract, they can get out of pain way quicker. Like you said, 2 weeks instead of months and months of trying to work on your knee.
Right. The knee is the squeaky wheel. It's the guy that's taking up the slack. So it's yelling, but it's really these stiff spots in the whole process that go. And some of the advances in sports medicine and nutrition are really just super souped up sugar pops. And they may
Yeah.
throw a little creatine in there and it's out of balance. It does help the kidney, but if you ate a proper meal, you wouldn't have needed the creatine in the first place, actually.
I tried creatine for quite a while. It sure amped me up, but
Right. Yeah. And even I hate to say this, even the running nutritional glucose packs, yes, they give you the energy for there, but it's a very fake energy. And if you use them daily, it's good for a run and for your competition, but using them daily is really like, putting poison in your body too.
yeah, that was one of my big things I found over the years when I couldn't run for 8 months, and it turned out it was an artery problem and it was a lot related, it was fixed up with a 2-hour IMT session, but then over the months I learned more and I quit having such a high sugar, high carbohydrate diet and shifted it, and I just improved so much more. So yeah.
Yeah. So the balance of how the hip to the knee to the foot strike the ground, are they in perfect alignment? Then your kneecap shouldn't hurt you. If they're off and it's called genu valgum, it looks like you have knock-kneedness, that they almost touch together and your feet are flat on the ground. Every single one of those need to be balanced off so you get this nice alignment and then the muscle can work well. And you now know that your Osgood Slaughters was that at the very end of that tension, that's where the quadriceps attaches to the bone, right?
Yeah.
And if you're going with the V in there, it's going to pull it off and rip it off.
Yeah.
We should have kept your legs straight, or how to figure out how your muscles would keep your legs straight.
Yeah. And So I'm hoping this reaches those young runners, especially that are wearing the knee straps and getting a few extra miles, but then I see them getting to the championship races and they're not running as well, or they're running injured, or then they're off for weeks or months afterwards, and then they come back where they're out of pain, but they start that cycle again. And so that's yeah, so the biomechanics and how it lines up is so critical. And some of these things that most people haven't considered, like what you're eating and your stress levels to your adrenals, could be a real big component. And just looking at where is it stuck along the chain between the pelvis and hip and knee and ankle. And then there's this other part that's a whole different part, but it's there's different types of runners. Like I'm thinking Parker Valby and Parker Wolf and Ethan Strand, 3 different types of runner. Parker Valby was injured forever, and then realized she could only run 3 days a week and cross train the rest of the time. And then she set the collegiate record for the 10,000. And Ethan Strand, very speed oriented, and his coach knew enough not to throw him in with his buddy Parker Wolf, because Parker Wolf's more strength based, but they just came together and ran the 3,000 meter collegiate record. And but so the idea of like hard, easy rest cycles, progression, every athlete's different. So we all have these biomechanical things. And while you're going through it, it's nice to really dial in, like our rule is if you have pain, you don't get to run from, so we got to fix things. But any thoughts around anything else with the biomechanics or the training? And I know this is really short, but I want people to know that there's a real answer to these chronic things, and you don't have to always just duct tape it, kinesio tape it,
Right.
and yeah, any other.
Well, again, each body type takes a certain type. So you have people that do high intensity, short workouts, and that improves their importance. And then you have the endurance runners that got to run all the mileage to get to the same spot. And both of those training styles is something that we can help look at individually in the person. But maybe your coach is just, everybody has to do the endurance workout. You do this amount of mileage this week, and then you taper down and you do that. That only works for maybe a third of the population, right? And other
Yeah, you
people,
get the group that really rises up, but you leave a whole bunch behind. So that's a whole nother body of work. We really love the Jack Daniels approach, this PhD with the running formula, but that's a whole nother talk. Dr. Tom is about structure and function. And if we could take some of these stresses off the body and line it up, you can handle more workload and you can run healthier and happier. And so reach out to Dr. Tom. You might have lost him a bit, but there he is, IMTwellnesscenter.com. And I should just write your phone number down in front of me, but what's your phone number in West Hartford?
860-561-2286. And Ralph saved winter school this year for advanced students of IMT is on this perfect topic. So the title is Ambulating into Consciousness, a Structural Medicine Approach to the New Dimension of Gait and Balance.
Oh, well, that's going to be perfect. I was going to ask you what winter school was all about. I'll have to get the dates on that. But yeah, perfect.
So
Okay.
you'll even have more answers on how to keep everybody bouncy and moving
Yeah,
forward.
the new IMT is incredible. The new IMT is incredible. And we haven't even talked about some of the magic that Dr. Tom is finding that makes it faster. So reach out to Dr. Tom, reach out to me on the West Coast. Dr. Tom's on the East Coast. And we have people coming from all over the place, from all over the world to see us. So I do stuff online, but man, hands-on is really cool, is really good. So let's fix up some runners. And next podcast in 2 weeks, I'm going to be asking Dr. Tom about some of the more chronic and mysterious conditions, because you see these people that really have been left out of the medical system that aren't getting their answers for chronic, significant health challenges. So I'm going to be asking about that. So comment below, follow us on all our places, and I'm going to click all this stuff off and then say goodbye to Dr. Tom for today. Hang on. And